Yo, what is up, everybody? My name is Nico, otherwise known as Big Nico, and I thought I would just sit here and make a one-take video. No editing will be involved. This is going straight on YouTube. I thought I would just sit here and talk about really what my future will be with MultiVersus, and also the reasons why I will be quitting. Because I know whenever I made my Twitter post, I wasn't able to actually include every single reason why I'm quitting, as it's more than just drama. Let me move my mic a little closer. It's more than just what drama has been going on and how the game is not to my liking. I just need to sit here and explain exactly why I'm quitting fully. I will not be back after Powerpuff Girls releases. I will not be coming back to the game for any new characters, any new updates, any new changes. I will be completely done with the game, and I will probably be switching to Rivals too. So, let's go ahead and get on to some of the reasons. Now, one of the first big reasons is I'm not enjoying this game. At launch, I was super excited. I got into it. I played it a bunch at launch. I was actually having a decent little time with it. Now, granted, I was not having the best of times as I did in the beta. Because in the beta, I was just able to sit back, relax on my PlayStation, plug in a fucking headset microphone, and just fucking talk. I would sit there for like 10 hours a day just playing the game, sitting back, smoking a joint or some shit, and just play the game. Whenever the new version came out, it felt like a completely different game. It did not feel like MultiVersus to me. It feels like they went for a new approach with it, but they've made that new approach completely worse. The movement for me is worse. The combat feels broken. The hitboxes are even worse than the beta, which the beta's hitboxes were changed, what, like 3 times? I'm pretty sure they never got the hitboxes right, and the hitboxes are even worse now than ever. Like, I have clips on my PlayStation and stuff. If I feel like it, I might actually do a little post-editing and put one in here. It is an absolute bullshit. The guy was across the map, and it somehow hits me. I have no idea how that happens. Like, if you're going to make a fighting game, you need to sit there and get your hitboxes down pat. Because if not, then you're going to have bullshit like that and people complaining 24/7. Some other reasons are the big glitches of the game. You know, you got Superman's laser. Quirky on Twitter has been pointing out every single Morty glitch since launch. Some of them have been there literally since beta build. How are you going to have glitches in your game that are from the beta build? And when you launch the game, the full game that is launched now, how are you going to have glitches that are 10 times worse now than they were in the beta? Superman's laser. Like, how the fuck can you not fix that? It goes through maps and shit. It goes through maps like Townsville, Game of Thrones, Scooby's Mansion. Like, it just makes the character worse. And when you ever, like, the combat is just not fluent. I cannot describe it. But if you look back at beta clips and then you look at the game now, you can kind of tell what I'm talking about. The combat back in the beta actually felt fun to play. Now, granted, it was very fast gameplay, and now looking at it compared to launch, it looks like goddamn fucking autism. I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna sit here and fucking lie about it. It looks like autism. But back then, whenever you played it, it was a fluent game that you could do many great combos on, have great fluent movement, do a lot of text. And now, you're limited. Completely. You're completely limited by a dodge meter and all these nerfs that are coming to jabs and all that type of stuff to combat people just spamming jabs. Now, I will say one thing about that specific thing. How in the fuck are you going to make your game so bad at launch that you have to nerf jabbing? That should never have been allowed to happen. Back in the beta, that was unheard of. You know, that was unheard of. You would just load up, characters would get nerfed and all that shit every patch. New character would get added, 2 new characters would be added every season, yada yada yada. You would never see shit like jab being nerfed, dodge shit being nerfed, all this stuff being nerfed. The only reason it is they've made the combat garbage. Back then, I remember I had a teammate by the name of a few buzzards, and me and him was actually gonna go to Evo. I think that was his name. He probably has changed it since, but me and him was actually going to go to Evo. We was going to compete and all that stuff, yada yada. We didn't have the money to sadly go. That's the reason why I never showed up at Evo. I'm confident that we could have got at least top 64. That would have been a great-ass placement for me because I'm honestly not a pro fighter. But I wanted to take launch serious with it. So now we're going to be delving into the biggest reason why I quit. I wanted to take launch very serious. I wanted to become an actual pro player at this game. And over time, my happiness and my will to play this game has dwindled to the point where I don't even want to touch it. Even when Powerpuff Girls releases, I don't want to touch this game. Like, every time I just load up, it's always some bullshit glitch, hitbox mechanic, or netcode ruining the match for not even just me, but the other player. They said they improved the netcode. It got worse, in my opinion. I would rather deal with the beta lag than having to literally freeze in place and fall off the map and not be able to do anything about it. It is some of the most bullshit netcode I've ever seen in a fighting game, and I've played many over my time. I'm not a professional at any fighting game. I would call myself a semi-pro at MultiVersus before I quit. I quit right at, I think it'd be Platinum with Samurai Jack. Now, granted, Samurai Jack was pretty overpowered at launch and all that stuff with ranked. So, it was pretty easy to grind, and ranked was broken at launch. That's another thing. How are you going to get ranked that bad? That it's broken at launch that bad? That's one of the biggest things you're going to be adding to your fighting game, and you get it wrong. Not once, not twice, but 3 times now it's been changed. It was bad in the beta, it was bad at launch in the full game, and in my opinion, it's still shit now. Because I'm always seeing tweets from like Crazy Knock and Chance. They'll win a match and get like 4 RP. And they'll lose a match and lose double, triple, or even quadruple that. That should not be happening. Because you see, in a balanced rank system, if your win percentage is above 50%, you should be at higher ranks. You should be ranking up. If your win percentage is below 50, you should be going down. In MultiVersus, you have to win about 80% of your games just to be able to rank up. And that is not a healthy rank system. That is a rank system that is completely flawed and needs to be taken out and reworked completely. That's one big thing that I hate about MultiVersus. I've went into the combat details, yada yada. I'm not going to go too in depth because I don't want to make this video more than at least 15 minutes. So we're going to delve into the next part of why I'm quitting. And that is the community. I'm not going to lie. Whenever I played Dead by Daylight, I thought that was the most toxic community in gaming history. Everybody was complaining about everything. If you're a killer man, you're complaining about something on the survivor side and killer side. You're a survivor, you're complaining about killers and how survivor shit needs to be buffed. It's always this constant warfare in that community. But with MultiVersus, it's not just everybody constantly complaining about glitches in the game. Or mechanics that are shit glitches, netcode, hitboxes, all that. It's also people going at each other's throats. I have never seen a gaming community that is so hostile like this. You're going at each other's throats because you don't agree with their opinion. They're allowed to have an opinion on the game. You either agree with it or you don't agree with it. You don't have to go at their throat for that type of shit. Like, here recently, Ozzel, well, he's a leaker, and a lot of people don't really like him because he leaks things like weeks in ahead. Block him. Don't go out here like Notch it and saying that he needs to be banned again just because he's leaking stuff. Block him. There's a block button there for a reason. Like, I don't understand that shit. Like, yeah, I don't really like leaks myself. I have tons of MultiVersus leaks on my computer because I care so less about the game now. I could care less if I know what was going to happen 6 years down the road with the game. You know what I'm saying? I have many leaks on my computer. I have the most upcoming character models, like the next 5 character models on my PC right now. Not sharing them with anybody, by the way. So don't go ahead and ask. I'm not sharing any of my leaks with anybody. I've done my own searching through the game, yada yada. I actually learned how to data mine just because of this game. Because it was more fun to data mine the game than it is to play it. That's the total truth. It's more fun to data mine the game than play it. So, with the community and all that shit, Ozzel is getting outed by somebody named like FCGJ or some shit. I don't fucking know his name. He's a weird guy. He's been being exposed for liking underage characters, Does not matter if they're cartoons or not, my boy. That's pedophilia. You out here posting porn of underage cartoon characters in Discord saying, fuck, I need her. Bro, that is some of the weirdest shit you can do ever. Keep that shit to yourself if you're going to be that fucking weird. Alright? Keep it to your fucking self. Alright? Because now you're being outed as a goddamn stupid dumbass and a weirdo. Keep it to yourself. Even then, that is still weird as shit, and that should not be normal. You can't sit there and justify because it's a cartoon or, oh, it's a joke. Bro, you're posting the porn. You have it saved to your phone or computer or whatever. You're posting it. That's not a joke. You don't joke around and post underage porn, bro. That's not right. That's one of the biggest things that has been on my nerves for the past little bit is just people going at also for no absolute reason. It's not even just that FCG guy. It's people going at him as a whole. Just block him if you don't like him. There's no reason to go at him. And another person, like, he's cool and all that shit, but eat my Venice. He blocks people just because he doesn't agree with their opinions. He calls them out and all this shit, calls them dumb and all that because they don't, like, he doesn't agree with their opinions. That's also not right. They're allowed to have opinions. They're allowed to say what they want. It does not matter if you do agree or do not agree. They will have their own opinion and you will have theirs. There's no changing that. You cannot sit there and go at somebody because you don't agree with their opinion. Now, there's a lot of other shit. Like, every time I get on Twitter to check out what MultiVersus is doing right now, all that type of shit, it's always just negative. I rarely actually see a person enjoying the game. It's always some stupid glitch. It's always somebody dying in a stupid way. Hitboxes being absolutely broken. Characters literally losing moves over time. Combos not working anymore. Stupid DI. Like, it's always something. It's never positive. It's just like DBD. It is always something negative. And I don't want to be in an environment like that, to be honest. Like, I can handle fucking hate. I've had plenty of fucking hate thrown at me in the past 3 years alone. But with this, I just want to be able to sit back and play the game like I used to. And with a community like this all the time, that's not going to happen anytime soon for a lot of people. That is not going to happen. With the game in the current state it is, the community in the current state it is, I honestly see this game dropping below 1,000 players soon on Steam. I'm not even going to lie. Like, the player count right now is, what, like 2,300 to 3,000 every day? I honestly see it dropping below 1,000 soon because of how many people are going to give up on this game. Not only because of the community, but because the game is honestly hot shite now. I can't even lie. It's not MultiVersus anymore, in my opinion. Now, granted, I absolutely love player-first games. I love Tony. I love Ajax and the Cat. I love all the community managers. They are all trying their absolute best. But when you go and change up the formula that worked for you the first time around, and you change it to something completely new, a lot of people are not going to like that. And granted, it would have been a lot better if you actually spent your time making quality over a time crunch. Because I can go ahead and tell this game was never finished for launch. There are so many features still missing to this day that the beta had. How are you going to have more features in a beta than in your official launch? That is the one big thing that has bothered me since this game has launched. There is so much stuff missing from this game that it doesn't make it good anymore. Like, there should have been post-game stats at launch. Rank should have been out 2 weeks after launch. This game should not even launched in May. It should have launched like right now. Like right now, I should not be talking about how trash this game is right now. I should be talking about its release. That is my personal opinion. It needed more time in the oven. But instead, you poured it out too early, and now it's all soggy. It's starting to dry up. It came out soggy. It's drying up. Nobody's giving a fuck about it anymore, and nobody wants to eat that meal. They're moving on to the next big thing, which in my opinion is Rivals 2. And that also is where I'm going to be leaving this video at, talking about where I'm going to be at next. I am going to be getting Black Myth Wukong soon. We're going to be running that on stream. The entire game will be done in one stream. I'm going to be doing a huge marathon for Black Myth Wukong. I'm also going to buy some like background items that are dedicated to Sun Wukong. Going to be buying the staff, possibly even a mask. We're going to be doing all that stuff for the stream, decorating my room a little bit for it. And also, the next fighting game that I will be a part of will be Rivals 2, whenever it drops. Same with 2XKO. I will be playing it as soon as it drops, both of those games as soon as they drop. Because I am just completely done with MultiVersus. I loved that game so much during the beta, but after like 3 or 4 months of everyday playing in the beta, I just stopped because I wanted the game to be put into the shop. Once it was put into the shop a year later, it came out even worse than it launched before. And that is really why I'm quitting. I do not like the game's current state. And it's not fun to play, in my opinion. I've tried to make myself like it for the longest time now. I even tried to get back into it for a week. I was only playing like 30 minutes a day at max. I did not like my time even then. Just playing Rifts, I didn't like it. It just felt old. It felt bad. And quite frankly, I'm completely done with the game. I'm never coming back to this game after Powerpuff Girls release. I'm going to play Powerpuff Girls on Season 3 launch day. And then I'm done. I'm deleting it off my PlayStation. I'm deleting everything MultiVersus. All my leaks will be gone. Never posting any leaks. Never giving any information again. I'm done with the game completely. Never will I play it again. I just can't stand MultiVersus anymore. I'm not even going to lie with you. Straight up, I can't stand it. It's a bad game, in my opinion. And with that, we are going to be... Well, I'm going to be ending this video. I will also be live right as this video goes live. I'm going to put my link in the description. It's going to be twitch.tv/BigNico on Twitch. If you guys want to come join in, we're going to be playing games like TF2, some Minecraft, some Terraria, possibly Geometry Dash. We're going to be playing a bunch of games today. I need to do something tonight because I'm quite frankly bored. I can't lie. So yeah, as soon as this goes live, this video goes live, I will be starting a stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/BigNico, as I said. And I am just going to end this video now. Like I said, this is one take. I'm not editing any of this out. This is going straight on YouTube. So, soon as this video goes live, I will be live on Twitch. We'll be playing some games, 100% TF2, Geometry Dash, possibly Terraria. I don't know. We'll figure it all out. So, this has been Nico, and to the MultiVersus community, so long forever. I am never returning.